Welcome, 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 and Happy New Year. Welcome to the first show this year of Lord Shiva Spoke Thus Satsang Theatre, Baloka Devadas from the Free Academy. First, Devadas will speak, and then we will also practice some of his 112 meditation techniques. And at the end, there will be time for questions and answers. So, welcome, enjoy, and have a nice evening.
Namaste, all of you, sweet souls. Meaning yes, for me that the divine guru in me bows to pays respect, greets the divine guru in you. And to begin with, I will say, this is satsang theater. There is no guru here. The guru is in your heart, you all know that. And but I will play guru tonight. So, that's clear. Let's start with I will pay respect to my gurus. Ho, ho, ho. Now, before the show starts, let's start with just 1 minute meditation. So, can you please sit a little bit relaxed, straight, and take a deep breath out. Again, make it sound. Okay, one more time. And now put attention on the breath coming in and going out, being very, very natural. And let your present awareness rest on the air going through your nostrils. Let's do that for 1 minute. And take in all the sounds, include them in your meditation. And take one last breath out and breathe in. And always remember, the breath is the key. The breath is your best friend. Always return to the breath when you have nothing else to do. Ah! Now, we see if I have any sound in this one. Yeah. Now, scene 1 in this satsang theater, act 1. this scene is called Before India was born. I see a big ocean, a great ocean, and on this ocean mist and rain is falling, and there is something coming on the ocean. It looks like a big white whale, and behind it it's dragging something in a big rope. It's swimming and it's pulling this huge piece of land, and now it's approaching Asia, and the whale, which is actually a rishi from Tibet, gone into the harbor of a white wave, it dives down, and this whole massive chunk of land collides with Asia, and the Himalayas rise up, and there's a big crash, thunder, earthquake. But now India has arrived at its place. Ha! Now, scene 2. India is millions of years later having a nice population, and they have a king called Bhagirath. Bhagirath, he is a very good king, but his people, they come to him and complain, we have no water. And so Bhagirath, he goes to meditate, and he stands on one leg, and he do a lot of arduous meditation practices. And Lord Brahma, the father of the heavens, find compassion with him and say, Brahma, what can I do for you? And, or Bhagirath, what can I do for you? And he says, can you help me with, please grant me the daughter of the heavens, goddess Gangaji. Can you send her to the earth and bless my land? Brahma says that this cannot be done unless you have the help of Shiva, because only he is strong enough to receive Gangaji. So he goes again, Bhagirath, and meditates for a few years. And he suddenly gets a call from Shiva, and he must find out what this Shiva is saying to him. So he walks around and he will probably find it out. Now, anyway, Shiva get compassion for Bhagirath, and he speaks to him, and he says, "Okay, I will come down." So Shiva, comes from the heavens, and he steps down on the highest mountain, which is Kailash, one of the highest mountains in the Himalayas. He puts his foot there, and he goes down, and he sits there by the foot of the mountain. Now, he meditates. He calls out, "Gangaji, come!" So then Gangaji comes from the skies and hits his forehead, and his forehead is very strong, Shiva's forehead. So he can take the blow. And now Gangaji noticed that Shiva, he has this terrible hair, these dreadlocks, and she tried to undo the knots in the hair, but she gets stuck with her fingers in the hair. So in this way, Shiva pulls down Gangaji to the earth, and she turns into a river and flows down. And Bhagirath is very happy. He goes first and playing the flute, and dolphins and tortoises are swimming in the Ganga, and the river flows down and makes a nice U-turn when it comes to Varanasi. Kashi, the city of light, so that the people in this city always will see the sunrise in the Ganga, in the water. Now this is how Gangaji was born. So now we have India and Ganges and Shiva on the sea. Act 3. One day, Shiva is sitting in meditation with his beloved goddess Devi, and now I want you to help me. Devi is very impressed by Shiva. She's already enlightened because she's so full of love for Shiva. And when you are absolutely, your heart is just full of love, there is nothing to be added. She is all a human can be on this earth. But still, she wonders, what is this Shiva doing? He's sitting there with a little smile on his face. So, now, can you please stand up slowly? You will have to help me here. Okay, and then lean a little bit forward first, over your toes, and then a little backwards, but don't fall. And then a little bit forward again, just so that you know you're standing here. And now Devi asks, she puts this wonderful, beautiful poem to Shiva. She says, say after me, "Oh Shiva, what is your reality? What is this wonder-filled universe? What constitutes seed? Who centered the universal wheel? What is this life? Beyond form, pervading all forms. How may we enter it fully? Above space and time, names and descriptions. Please clarify my doubts." Thank you. Very good. Sit down. I just wanted you to taste the poem, the questions that Devi is asking. Because without Devi asking these questions, none of these sutras, songs from Shiva, would have reached the earth. And they were, some people say that this text, these songs, these sutras are 15,000 years old. I've heard 40,000 years old. It's the oldest songs about meditation given to mankind. And they are only coming because of the love of Devi, who's asking the questions. Now, what is Shiva answering? He doesn't answer the question, what his reality is. He says, he gives her instead 112 techniques, methods, how she can experience herself the reality Shiva is in. So the first one is, he says, "O radiant one, when breath going out and turns, and coming in and turns, put attention on the turning points and realize." So we can do this one first. Another one. The first sutras from Shiva, the first almost 10 of them are about breath. And the techniques about breath has inspired Buddha, who came around much later and found the teaching among the sadhus he walked with. And so in Vipassana meditation and in Zen meditation, you always find this attention on the breath meditations. They are all from Shiva. Shiva is the meditation teacher of Buddha. So we do that. Say after me, O radiant one. When breath goes out and turns and goes in, at the turning points, realize. We try that again. Just relax and breathe out. And then breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, I will just let you get a taste of the meditation technique. Each of these meditation techniques you have to experiment with, maybe for a week or a day or a month, and then you can see if you have any benefit from them. You can experience yourself if you like them or not. You will notice if they help you. For example, there is. I can tell you one story from my own life. There is one meditation technique about anger. Shiva says, in moods of extreme anger, in moods of extreme desire, be undisturbed. Be undisturbed. So these sutras can be like, you know, when you're a child and you have a kite. Have you ever tried to have a kite flying in the sky? And what happens if you have a kite flying in the sky and you drop the string? What happens? Huh? It goes away, yeah, and it will end up going down, huh? So the sutra can be that string that keeps the kite as high as a kite, and it keeps it grounded in your present awareness. It's the present awareness that holds the kite, so that the kite can soar as much as it can in the sky. So you can be out in the world, in the chaos of everything, in all the information and happenings, emotions and dramas, and still if you have that sutra can be like a string that keeps your present awareness steady on the ground. Now, I was a school teacher, and I had children like 10, 11, 12 years old. So one day we were doing some sports, and when you had doing games, you have one child who is obnoxious, who doesn't want to play with the other guys. So I had one boy, and he didn't want to play. So I thought I would take him by the neck, yeah, and you know, I got very angry. So then I remembered, in moods of extreme desire, be undisturbed. So immediately the energy shifted. I was not putting my energy on the boy. I was returned to the home, which is in your heart, where everything is calm. So I was just looking at him, and I didn't do anything. And I took care of the rest of the group, and we started the game. And the next time I looked up, from my paper, look, the ball went high, and the boy had sneaked from my back and run out there, and he was out in the field catching the ball and got like 3 points for his team. So then I realized that's how that meditation technique works. So you have to experiment with the techniques and find out by your own situations how you shift the energy and how you can get benefit from them. Now, a next act. we will travel from India to Greece. Now, the sutras from Lord Shiva, they traveled with the caravans all the way to Greece. And in the time of Buddha, there was in Greece a man called Pythagoras. You might have heard about him. He was a very, very famous mathematician. Pythagoras, he heard from people he met that in Egypt there is a very fantastic mystery school. And he wanted to go there and study the mysteries from Egypt. So he took a boat across the Mediterranean and came to Cairo, I guess, and traveled by camel till he came to this mystery school. And when he came to the mystery school, he knocked on the door like that, and please, we have just arrived in Greece at the mystery school, and Pythagoras is standing there in front of the mystery school, and he says, "I am Pythagoras, the famous mathematician from Greece. Please allow me to come in and study with you." But they closed the door. They wouldn't allow Pythagoras to come in. So he felt very depressed. He was the most scholared, intelligent mathematician in the known world at that time, and he was not allowed into this little school in the desert of Egypt. So he was depressed, and what do you do when you're depressed? You go to the little village and you find a chai shop and have a tea. So he went to the chai shop and had a tea, and then he looked in the corner of the chai shop. There was a very strange man sitting, and tonight he's having a white blanket tonight. This man. Oops. And this man with the white blanket, he said, "I see you are sad, but now you are very lucky, because you have met me, and I am Mullah Nasruddin is my name. Mullah Nasruddin, the famous Sufi mystic." So, and then Pythagoras, he started to tell his story, how he had come and was not allowed to the mystery school. And Mullah Nasruddin was listening, and then Mullah Nasruddin started to tell his story. Hello again. And if you, when you come home and you forget everything about what's happened here, I want you to remember this story that Mullah Nasruddin now is going to tell, because this story will give you the keys to the mystery school. Well, once upon a time there was a king, and the king had a very beautiful princess daughter. And of course, all the boys, all the princes and young men from the neighborhood, they came to, wanted to speak to her, this princess. And take her out for dance and party and so on. Huh? But he, the king, locked her, the princess, he locked her up in a tower. So no one could come to see her. So one night there was a prince with a white horse. He came, and he came down below the tower, and with him, getting hot. The prince, he had a flute with him, so he thought he would play for the princess up there. So he started to play a song. And the princess, she looked out through the window and she saw the prince down there. And the prince, he was very clever. He didn't only have a flute. He had a matchbox with him, a little box. And in that box there was a beetle. And the beetle was a very, very nice beetle. He put a silk thread on the leg of the beetle, and he put the beetle on the wall of the tower, like this, and the beetle started to climb. The beetle started to climb up. He also put some honey on the horns of the beetle, so the beetle was smelling the nectar from the honey and climbed up, and the princess was standing up there and looking, and she saw, now this beetle is coming. So she took the beetle and untied the knot very carefully and let the beetle fly away, because it had wings actually, so it could fly. So she pulled the silk thread, and in the silk thread there was a string. So now she pulled the string, and in the end of the string there was a rope. So she pulled the rope and tied it in her room. And now the prince, he could climb up the rope. He was a very strong prince. He climbed up the rope, took the princess on his shoulder, and went down. And up they went on the white horse, and they rode off as the sun was rising, and disappeared and lived happily ever after. Yeah. Well, but Pythagoras, he said, well, how is this story going to help me to find the key to the mystery school? My God, it's ocean of compassion. You see, it has a meaning, said Mullah Nasruddin. The silk thread symbolizes the breath. When you get hold of the breath, when you become aware of how the breath is going through the nostrils, you relax your mind. And when you relax your mind totally, that is the string. Then you get hold of the string, because you're not stuck in your mind. You're not lost and a victim of your points of views, but you're relaxed. You're floating with present awareness on the breath, and then the string is connected with the rope, and then the rope is the body. So you relax the breath, the mind, and the body, and by this you return home to your heart, and there you find the key to the mystery school. So Pythagoras, he wanted to try this, so he went out into the desert, and for 6 weeks he was trying this. And he did a technique from Shiva, which is a little bit more simple. It goes like this. In daily activities, say after me, in daily activities, put attention at the beginning of breath, and so continuing, in a few days be born anew. So he went out and he put attention on the beginning of the breath, as you just breathe in, and you have that the freshness of the air hitting the nostrils. And he did that in everything he did in daily activities. It wasn't like he was sitting morning or evening or something. No, he did it as often as he remembered. And after 6 weeks, he realized he was not his knowledge. I'm not Pythagoras, this scholared man. He dropped knowledge and he found his home in his heart. And so he became very humble, and he went back to the mystery school and he knocked on the door. Again. And now he opened the little hole there in the door and looked out, and now he could see that this Pythagoras, he was not so pompous and arrogant like he was before when he came. Now he saw that he came like with empty hands, with an empty cup, wanting to have some fresh tea. So he was allowed in. And in the mystery school, he started to learn the techniques from Shiva. I'll move a little bit so you don't fall asleep. I will tell you a little story, because when 1969 I was living in the Himalayas with a yogi outside Lakshman Jula up in the jungle, and his name is Bal Yogi Premvarni. And one morning I went to him and said, please tell me, show me, teach me how to meditate. So he told me, you come tomorrow at 4 o'clock and I will show you. So, please come in. Next morning I had an alarm clock. It was really freezing cold. It was January in Rishikesh, if you know how they have very cold weather there. So I came to him, and then he taught me a technique that was the same that Pythagoras learned in Egypt. And amazingly enough, it took me 25 years to realize that. But then I found out. So the technique goes like this. It's a little bit complicated technique, but it'll take you some time to. But I will introduce you to it anyway. The technique goes like this. Shiva says to Devi, say after, attention between the eyebrows. Attention between the eyebrows. Once more.
Attention between the eyebrows.
Put mind before thought.
Put mind before thought.
Let essence of breath.
Let essence of breath
fill form. Till the top of the head. And there shower us light. And now to understand this technique, you have to understand a few words. Attention between the eyebrows. It means that you put your attention right here in the middle of the forehead, where you have your third eye. You put your attention there, and mysteriously enough, this spot has kind of pulls all your thoughts there. If you try that, you will. It kind of, it's like it gravitates the thoughts there. So it's a very easy space to meditate on. Attention between the eyebrows. Put mind before thought. Meaning that you have mind as in this context. It means the open space, like the blue sky, where clouds are coming and going. Put mind before thought. You put attention on the mind rather than the thoughts. So, attention between the eyebrows, put mind before thought. Let essence of breath. Essence of breath is like the prana in the breath. When you breathe in, you have like a fire in the breath. Let essence of breath fill form. It's like you fill a bottle from down, fill form till the top of the head. And there shower us light. This is impossible to do, but let's try to do it for 2 minutes. Okay, this is what Pythagoras learned in the mystery school in Egypt. So please sit a little bit straight and put mind, attention between the eyebrows, and attention between the eyebrows. Put mind before thought, and let essence of breath fill form till top of the head, and there shower us light. Well, all of these techniques, it's like if I tell you, if you put water on the fire, it will start boiling, and it will eventually disappear. If you tell this to a child, I mean, the only way you can do it is to find out. You make the experiment. You put the water on the fire and you watch, and then suddenly you see it starts to boil and it disappears. So by this experiment you can see what's happening. And with Shiva's meditation techniques, you have to take one. There are very many, there's 112. You have to pick one that you like and do it as often as you remember. I will show you some more. And experiment. Experiment if you have any benefits from them. They are beautiful. And like I said, the sutras can be like the kite string that keeps your kite flying high in the turmoil of life. And now we arrived at a very crucial point in this satsang theater, because now we're going to do banana meditation. So we have arrived at the banana sessions. There is a meditation about eating. There is techniques about listening to music, and there is also. Hur var det fler fat, eller har du bara ett? Ett fat. Maybe you can get some help. Someone to... Yeah, please. Please, can you walk around and give it out? Or... Yeah, each one should get one banana, yeah? This should be possible, no? And don't eat it yet. Just hold it and maybe smell on it. See if it has any smell, yeah. Everyone? Yeah? Except me? Everyone here? Me not? All right. There are in these songs from Shiva, which is also called VIGHYAN BHAIRAV TANTRA. Tantra meaning techniques. Techniques. There are the Shiva Sutras are very friendly to the senses. They're not like in yoga you're trying to pull the senses in like a tortoise and get into your Advaita cave and hide from the world. This is not the path of Shiva. Shiva is out there in the world. He's dancing, he's wild, he's going parties, and he's eating bananas. And he's smelling. You start... One technique is like this. When vividly aware, say after me.
When vividly aware.
Where? Through some particular sense. Keep in the awareness. That awareness is your present being. And if you wonder, by the way, who am I? You are that which is watching, which is looking out through your eyes, which is present, which knows that you are here. That is your true identity. So now I've told you a big secret. Now you all know who you are. You are that which is looking. And that's why you get so paranoid, because everyone is looking. Now, when vividly aware through some particular sense, now we can take the smelling. You smell the banana, and before you eat it, you smell it a little bit, and you keep in the awareness. You use the banana to find the string, to keep grounded, and return to here and now. This is all the techniques from Shiva are strings to keep you grounded in the here and now. So, and then you open it, and you smell if it's something more. And the technique about eating goes like this. When eating and drinking, Shiva says. When eating and drinking, only one. Okay, when eating and drinking.
When eating and drinking.
Become the taste.
Become the taste.
And be filled.
And be filled.
Yeah, so you smell it and you become the taste. You put 100% attention on the taste. And eating becomes a centering technique. Eating becomes a moment when you return to here and now. And you enjoy the food much better. You're very fortunate tonight. You are. You're going to get the sutras here, so that you can have a look later. But we will also look now. So maybe, I don't know. Do you like to share? No. You go? Yeah, give one to each. Yeah, you can see there. If you go to the first. First there is some writing. This little book, I wrote the backside. You can read that later. But if you go from the beginning, there is a picture of Shiva, and then something about. Then it comes to this where the sutras Devi says. Huh? Do you remember we said that? Oh Shiva, what is your reality? And then you have the sutras. And they are some are not my favorites. Some where I have no experiment with, experience with. Some I have became my favorite, like from 17, for example. While listening to stringed instrument, that's about how you listen to music. When you listen to stringed instruments, hear their composite central sound, thus omnipresence. Maybe you have experienced that. You listen to some classical music, and you put your attention on the central core in the music, and you become one, and in a way you disappear. You become one with everything in the music. And number 27 is the one which, when vividly aware, through some particular sense. Aha, no, it wasn't. When vividly, It was another one. Oh, wow. When in worldly activity, keep attentive between the two breaths, and so practicing in a few days be born anew. Yeah. Between the two breaths, he said there. That was Lakshman Yu's favorite. Then we can jump to 48. 48 is one of my favorite ones. Now, do we need techniques? Do we need meditation techniques? That's the question. I know that some like Muji, he doesn't says any technique is necessary. And Ramana, he was proposing the question, who am I? Well, if you say, who am I, all the time, who am I, you're going to end up with 1 million answers to that question, and none of them is going to be okay. So you're going to end up with just being I am, and amness. So that is also a technique that Ramana is using, and it similarizes with this 48 one. where Shiva says to his beloved lady, he says like this: "O lotus-eyed one, sweet of touch, when singing, seeing, tasting, be aware you are, and discover the ever-living." When you're singing, seeing, tasting, or driving scooter, jogging, going in the mountain, or doing something else, be aware you are, self-remembering, I am, and discover the ever-living. So that also becomes a technique. And then there is another one which is very much used in balanced view. If you heard about balancedview.org, 50. My eyes are so.
59.
59, yeah. Simply by looking into the blue sky, beyond clouds, the serenity. That's a meditation technique. If you go out and you see the blue sky, and you just look in the blue sky beyond clouds, and the sky is very special because it's not a thing. It doesn't start and begins or ends anywhere. It has no edges. It is like open and endless, like open space. And so simply by looking into the blue sky, beyond clouds, the serenity, then you feel that Shiva is also, he's never pointing out what he's going, he says the serenity, or realize, or, and because what is attained here is not possible to express. You attain a state of love awareness, or open intelligence, or cosmic consciousness, or expanded awareness, and there is no words that can describe this. You have to experiment with it yourself, and each one will have to witness in their own way. Well, let's see, I think it's 91, my favorite. Well, 77 is worth mentioning, you know, because it's very funny. This so-called universe appears as a juggling, a picture show. To be happy, look upon it so. This whole life is like a theater. Shakespeare also said that life is a theater. So this so-called universe appears as a juggling, a picture show. To be happy, look upon it so. That is a cheerful one. And now, if any one of you wanted to hear, Osho was giving explanations to these. When I met Osho in 1972, he was talking about these sutras. And he speaks about half an hour on each of them, and also answering extra questions the day after. So if anyone wants to hear these talks, I have them on a USB stick here. If you can download them on your computer if you want. It's the 80 discourses is about 4 gigabytes. And he 1972-73, he was very brilliant and vigorous and sharp. This Osho, Rajneesh he was called, and I met him in Bombay. And it took me 25 years to understand what he said, you know. I had to listen 25 years to deep... And I'm still a beginner in the art of meditation, I must confess. But it gets more and more fun the more you you deepen yourself into it. So let's go into 91. That is a very hopeful one. I think that is my favorite one. And when Osho spoke that, it was 28 February 1973. I was sitting on the floor of his library there in Bombay, and that was very special moment. The technique goes, wherever your mind is wandering, internally or externally, at this very place, this. So the whole search disappears. There is nothing to be looked for. There is nothing else. Wherever your mind is wandering, whatever you're thinking about, internally or externally, whatever you see with your eyes, at this very place, this is it. There is nothing more or less. there is no fireworks satori going to happen. This is good enough. What's happening right now? That is the insight. And when you grasp that, you kind of drop all the search. There is no need. You can just enjoy whatever, because wherever your mind is wandering, internally or externally, your present awareness is experiencing that whatever is floating through your mind is saturated, is marinated by present awareness. It exists in, of, us, and through that awareness. And that keeps you connected with your heart. So, now, I don't know if you have any questions here on this material. Now we come, I think I should stop speaking. I hope I'm not boring you too much. But this is, I think, most wonderful book, the Shiva Sutras. It should be stamped as culture, world heritage book, belonging to the 10 most important spiritual books in the world. And I'm along with the Bhagavad Gita, and mainly because it's not a religion, it is just techniques, how you return to the base, return to the here and now. And these are wonderful techniques. Now, do you have any question? Please.
What happened 73 on the 28th February when you're sitting on the floor in Bombay?
I wept of joy, That's what I did. And it happens once more, 2007, when I met Candice O'Denver again. I met her in Sweden, in Ängsbacka Live, and when I met her, I'm a teacher, and when you try to explain something which is meditation, it's impossible, I can't explain it to you, and you cannot learn it from me, you have to learn it from yourself. But when you meet someone like Osho, it's wonderful. And when you meet Candice O'Denver, 2007, and she explains so much simple that I was full of joy, and I couldn't speak. I was speechless. I started to cry of joy,
This is Great Freedom?
Great Freedom called. And now I want you to come up here and sit if you want to have a chance here now. We're going worldwide with this film, so now you can become film stars. Come on. And remember, it's only where this so-called universe appears as a juggling picture show. It's to be happy, look upon it so. It's only theater. Anyone? Please.
Yes, I like to talk.
Yeah, no, someone is coming. Very good. You can sit here. Oops. Yeah, Hariom. Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Tyagaraja.
Okay, welcome.
Actually, the sutras are correct.
Hmm.
And the meditation technique is also correct.
Okay.
It's a little bit nervous.
That's okay.
But actually...
Can you put the microphone up a little bit so that you get your voice in it?
Yes, actually, there is some confusion regarding the heart and the pure mind. Shiva indicates to pure mind.
Pure mind, huh?
Samadhi state.
Hmm.
But heart indicates to Vishnu state or Krishna
Oh.
or Jesus.
Oh.
You can say all those three people.
Hmm.
Shiva state is nothing but Buddha state.
All right.
But there is a confusion here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excuse me, the microphone is kind of slooping down. Oh my God.
This is my question.
Okay.
Samadhi. Nirvakalpa Samadhi is called Shiva state.
Hmm.
One who lives from the sleeping state
Yeah.
is called Sakaja Samadhi.
Right. Thank you.
This is a pure meditation technique.
Uh-huh.
People in the north goes to Samadhi for 12 days, 15 days like that.
Oh.
In the death state.
Hmm.
Actually, Shiva indicates death.
Hmm.
Actually, that is after death we all go to death state. That is Shiva state.
Hmm.
The person who is a yogi actually lives from that death state and then lives in this world. After death, he goes to the same state.
Okay.
There is no movement of states. If he goes to the death state while he is living.
Hmm.
So you have some confusion in this only, but the sutras are very good.
Thank you.
Those indicate the real meditation technique.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's not a laughing technique.
No. Thank you. When people ask me about Shiva, I always say that Shiva is the destroyer of ignorance.
Yes, yes.
He is mainly criticized for being the destroyer, like he's ruined things. But no, he's opening up. He's destroying the ignorance of your illusions of who you are and what you can do and not do. So, oh my goodness, here we have a technician. Thank you. Yeah, Buddha mind, open mind.
Sunyata.
Yeah, sunyata.
Sunyata means nothing, void.
Yeah, it
No
is nothing.
consciousness, no space, no time. That is the state where Shiva is.
But my experience of this nothingness is that it is also the source of joy, of creativity, of love, awareness, and it is every time I get close to that space, I start laughing.
Yes, actually what happens is,
Yeah.
if you do meditation as you are given in sutras, you will end up into the death state.
Oh.
That is the deep sleep state, I am saying. Deep sleep is the death state. It's not a laughing talk.
Mm.
What you daily we are going to sleep, that is the state. Actually, while you do meditation, you go to that state only. But
Yeah.
if you concentrate on a heart, you goes to Jesus state, or you can say Krishna, Vishnu. Here in Hindus, what they say is there is two sects. One is those who worship Lord Shiva, and then those people are called Saiva. And those worship Lord Vishnu is that Jagat. Jagat means Vishnu. Total cosmic, this infinite space and infinite time is termed as Vishnu.
Mm.
And then that nothingness, void is termed as Shiva.
Okay. Well, thank you for that clarification.
Thank you.
Hariom.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Robin Lee.
Yeah.
I live in Brazil.
Okay.
And 15 years ago I was a sure sannyasi. It was one of the first step for the self-knowledge path, and a seeking for the guru and masters. But yesterday, a friend of mine, he was with the group. I am with 8 Brazilian group people, and he started to make a research in Google, and he put, when I become lost in India, what should I do? And the first thing that appears was go to Varanasi. And Varanasi is a very strong energy of death. So this my friend asked to this. We have like Babaji from Brazil. He plays kalimba. He's a composer, like Amazon's music, and his wife told him that it would be very, very dangerous because she had a friend that died there. She get very, very depressed and starts to have some destruct behavior. So for our Occidental mind, maybe it sounds like she was killing herself. But maybe this is my first time in India. I start the pilgrimage at Amrita Puri, and I felt that there was some kind of like a fast food. There is a fast self-knowledge. So the people gets the first guru that appears and crave and try to catch the fast way to enlighten, and maybe they will find the death and maybe get depressed and sad, and sometimes create some expectations here in India, and when this expectation doesn't satisfy as enlightened, to be self-realized, and after that they become depressed and then they don't want to come back to the birth country and stay here very sad and trying by seeking new masters as fast food. But so what do you think about this? Maybe I think it's a kind of a market, and because we came here as with the Occidental mind and trying to do in the better way, but there isn't a path to the better way or to the self-realization of the.
There are many options here on the spiritual market here in India. I mean, there's like a big supermarket. You can get this and that, and there is. I spent 40 years guru shopping, and I still am curious. Anyone who claims that they have something to say, I go and listen, But my advice is the best thing I have found, if I speak from myself, is the Osho meditations. Osho, they're still doing it here and there, Osho meditations. You can do Mystic Rose there, or in Goa, they have a meditation foundation, for example. It doesn't cost anything even. You don't have to go to Pune, which is like a ashram, where they only want money. No, there is.
I was at Goa.
Yeah, in Goa, yeah.
Yes.
And there are many places like that you can learn Osho meditations. Then I think you can do a 10-day Vipassana retreat.
Yes, I made.
You made that? Did you enjoy that? Yeah, in USA.
Yes.
Yeah. You can do it here in India. Okay. Oh well, I mean, then you can, then you have this balanced view, which I like, which is like a lady guru, and she's very, very articulate and very. She's following a lineage of Tibetan lamas, of the purest Buddhism, you could say.
This is true that in California there is like a hospital for yogis and meditators. That some people get intoxicated doing so much asanas and meditation. Actually, I meditate 10 courses of Vipassana, and after that I became very, very depressed because one after I sit and seva, sit, seva, sit. A lot of people do like this. Some people get very depressed, very sensible, and so I catch intoxication of meditation.
I can. Therefore, I mean, you who don't want to spend all this time looking for something which is obviously already the case, which is the now. You know, wherever your mind is wandering, at internally or externally, at this very place. This. Once you realize that technique, you don't need to sit for 10 days or a lot of people. But balanced view, they do short moments. I like that. Short moments of relaxing and return. Relax totally and recognize your present awareness. Recognize your rest as open intelligence, or they say clarity or awareness sometimes. But they do it short times, like a second, 5 seconds the first day maybe, and then you do it next day, you remember it 10 times, and then the day 3 you remember it 3 times, and then you get into like a turmoil, like you get angry with a bus driver or something, and then you do it repeatedly, you know, so you don't freak out and get thrown off the bus, you know. So you do it a few times, and then that you notice that, oh, it helped me. I didn't get upset. I was totally calm. I really behaved like a Buddha here. And even the bus driver got cheerful after a while. So I mean, I like balanced view because they don't spend hours and hours and hours of trying to make some contrived state. We are not looking for a contrived meditative state, you know, because that is the illusion. I think my experience, at least, is that is wasting a lot of time. Enjoy the moment as it is. Ha! No. Thank you. Haribo.
Deva.
Yep. Oops. Anyone more?
Thank you.
Hello. Anyone more questions? We have like maybe 10 minutes left. We can do some more questions if there is anyone who has something. This is the time, you know, when if you have even the most remote questions, you know, it's very welcome here. If anyone has any question about is it possible to live more, you know, can you possibly be more joyful? Can you possibly get out of being a victim of your own points of views and live a more living life? One brave man. Oh, welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Ricky, and I'm from North India.
Okay,
Punjab.
You pull this whole thing closer to you.
I'm from Punjab.
Oh, Punjab, yeah.
So I don't know. I born in a Hindu and Sikh family. So kind of I was not interested in religion and so spiritual stuff. But you talked about these books and these techniques. But is there anything about contact? You meet the contact. Maybe your contact is Osho. I have my contact with me. But is there anything? I was not seeking for any enlightenment and any spirituality. Yeah.
I don't know if I understand your question fully.
This is knowledge.
Yeah.
This is superficial.
Oh.
It's very outside.
Yeah.
And generally it doesn't go inside.
No.
It's a kind of training, it's a kind of fashion to go in this world, in spiritual world.
Oh.
In different ego. With different ego, we create different ego.
Yes.
But we don't get the real contact. We need some contact to get reality.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get Osho, as you said. You mentioned. Yeah.
So what are you looking for?
I'm just asking your opinion. I'm not looking for anything.
You want some contact? I was thinking we could do a meditation actually about contact. Is that okay? He's asking for contact. Let's do one meditation. If you all stand up, we can do that. Kind of finish this show with this, maybe. If you kind of yes, kind of move a little bit in here, so we become a circle, if that's possible. It can be two in the line, something. Yeah, and then there's a wonderful meditation technique from Shiva, where but first you must learn 4 words. You say after me. Say yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And thank you. Yeah, there you are. Now this technique is from Shiva, and Shiva says like this: "Oh sweet princess," say after me.
Oh sweet princess.
When being caressed,
When being caressed.
when you're getting a hug, when being caressed, enter the caressing
Enter the caressing.
as everlasting life.
Everlasting life.
Yeah, no mind, only you enter the hug as everlasting life. As everlasting life. You enter the hug when being caressed.
When being caressed.
Yeah, you enter the caress, the hug as everlasting life.
Yes.
This is the experience, everlasting life.
It's
Now,
everlasting.
if you all you turn around to the next one and you say namaste, and if the person says yes, you're allowed to hug. Yeah, correct. And then you say yes, please. Then you can hug more, and then you say thank you, and then you back off and you find a new one. Find a new one. This is a very sweet meditation from Shiva.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Are we ready with this? Okay. Yeah, let's sit down again. So that is a very sweet hugging meditation from Shiva. I don't know what number it is, but you'll find it there in the book. Is there anything? Any more questions? Should we end the show here?
Can I turn again?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Actually, what I came to know, I am here in Tiruvannamalai for the past 10 days.
Okay.
This is my longest stay.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Chennai.
Okay.
Here I came to know that persons who are not awakened, or simply they are saying that you can become God, or everybody are already enlightened. Like that is going on here as a satsang.
Mm-hmm.
This is not true. For you I am saying. Another thing is, for you, for all of the persons who are here, I can recommend a book, The Hidden Teachings Beyond Yoga by Paul Brunton, and then The Wisdom of the Overself. These two books shows the path for those who are seeking in reality. Other than going for gurus or all are written in the books actually. So no need for guru.
What do you think about Krishnamurti?
Krishnamurti, he goes on talks.
Rosen?
Ramana is a Jesus state. Yes, he is in heart. He is in heart. Book? No, Ramana technique works only. He has done 20 years of meditation. You people are asking for enlightenment in 1 month. Everybody here came here as a shopping. It has become a shopping, spiritual shopping. They are here for getting enlightenment. I have seen lots of persons from foreign countries. What they are asking is, can we get enlightenment? Ramana meditated for 20 years. Can you do that? Can you do that 20 years? He has pledged his life for 20 years. After that only he got enlightenment.
I don't need enlightenment.
You do not. But here these persons are here for giving you, showing you the path only they are here. You don't want enlightenment means you are just spending the time here. So I am not talking about those persons who are spending the time here. I am telling to the serious persons who are in search of truth. Yes, you can go through the books, but you have to take in your mind that they have spent a lot of years in meditation. Just by listening to the satsang saying that everybody are already meditated, all are gods, everybody all are enlightened, don't believe in them. Those are not the correct words. Advaita says everybody is God only after realizing that is if you take the 1 to 16 steps. The last 16th step you can realize that everybody are God. What these people are saying is they are going to the 16th state first itself and then saying that everybody are enlightened. Understand? So you have to take steps from 1 to 16. Then only you can say that everybody are God or everybody are enlightened. For you. Understand? Thank you.
Yahoo! Yeah. Let's be a little bit humble about meditation and enlightenment. I have no clue what enlightenment is myself, but I can end this satsang theater by saying that there are 10,000 questions, and there is no answer. I have no answer. But if you meditate, you will experience that the questions disappear. Just like in the morning when the sun rises and there is dewdrops on the rose bush and the soft wind starts to blow in the grass and the dewdrops disappears. In the same way, the questions will disappear when you meditate. And the sutras from Shiva have a rich rich. There are so many, so you can pick any of those flowers and and experiment with it till it becomes like the string to your kite. And you can change. You can have a few in your basket. And when you're eating, you do that one. When you're walking, you do that one. When you're listening to music, you do that one. And it will change the quality of your present awareness. You will experience that the questions disappear. Okay. Namaste. Hari-Om, Hari-Om, Hari-Om.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I take
Yeah. Picture with me, yeah? Yeah, sure.
rub this?
Yeah.
I'll show you all that.
All right. Here we go, picture. Yahoo! Namaste.
Yahoo!
Thank you.
Tibet? It looks like
I feel I am Shiva.
no, I'm my
I'm learning more about it. So today I'm into
It's the tourism.
Here, you have
The essence
the
of
book.
the journey.
This book that I'm talking about, all these texts are on the website, Free Academy. You can for free download. You can find the text there.
not at the same time. I'll show them.
Yep.
We know each other well.